Yeah, what up, man? Call it how I see it. Call it how I see it. Yeah, it just came to me, so I want to give it to y'all, right? Being in it's something I just seen about, flow state, right? Something Jay-Z said, and he was explaining how he was, rapping and stuff and writing verses, and how certain words that he would use and not even realize how he knew the word or whatever the case may be, but it just comes from a flow state, right? And that's one of the things that I be trying to explain when I do my lives on Sunday and everything on Facebook for y'all who don't know. But yeah, that flow state, right? That being in the void, right? And that's the thing, right? Because a lot of times when I do my live, that's where I be at, in a flow state, right? I'm in the void, and it's a certain thing that just happens. Like, I think it really comes from once you start to know yourself through and through, and then you can really see how you are one with everything and how everything just connects, right? And you're in this void stage, and in the void stage, once you learn how to be the observer of what's going on in your life, what's happening at the moment, and you can kind of filter through these thoughts and ideas and certain things at that time of being in that void, and you find a way, or it's a way where you just able to pick things out of it and release it, right? And then bring it into your now, right? So that void stage is very, very important. A lot of people don't understand that, being in that void stage is, it's a lot of where your creative ability comes from, right? And I know it'd be hard for us to really, tap into that due to the way things are designed, the system is designed, the way the program runs, that is constantly keeping you busy. So even if you get time or you find yourself in that void stage, you're still thinking about what you have to do, or this, that, and the third. So think about this, like when a person having a conversation with you, or you're having a conversation with a person, and you kind of leave your representative there, and you kind of go off into this space, right? Because it's like, first you go into the space because they're talking to you about something maybe you don't feel like talking about at the time, or maybe they just losing you in the conversation, and you kind of go into this voice space. And then 9 out of 10 times, when you start to observe instead of observing the conversation, and using that voice space to observe the conversation, filter things out, look into that voice space, allow information to flow, and then you pull the information out, like you can really help that conversation, or you can help that person, or you can help yourself to learn something from it. But instead, when we get in that voice space, we overlook it, and then 9 out of 10 times you're thinking about something else, like something that has to be done. You probably gotta work tomorrow, or the house needs to be cleaned, or something. And at that time, we supposed to be using that voice space to be in the present moment, right? So be mindful of that if you can, you know what I'm saying? When you find yourself being in that voice space, try to take yourself to a spot in there where you are observing the present, just the same way you're observing everything else, you know what I'm saying? For those who know, you know. For those who don't, at some point it'll make sense, But I just wanted to give y'all that, man,